once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And this is part 3 of the 1989 Busch Series season for Sunday Night Lights. We start part 3 in Louisville, Kentucky at the Louisville Speedway for the Grandeur Select 200. 27 cars in this race, and there will be 68 laps. Patty Moyes gets the pole, and last year's winner Danny Marshall will start second as we go racing in the Derby City. Fast forward to lap 36, Patty Moyes is trying her best to fight through lap traffic, but she had the two Marshall cars and Rob Moroso right behind her. Then just a few laps later on lap 39, Danny Marshall gets the inside of Patty Moyes as they battle for the lead. Danny Marshall ends up taking the lead. Rob Moroso did his best to chase him down, but for the second year in a row, Danny Marshall will go on to win at Louisville. Marshall is your winner, Rob Moroso second, Patty Moyes in third, Rick Mast fourth, Tommy Ellis fifth, Kenny Wallace sixth, Jack Ingram seventh, Tommy Houston eighth, Robert Presley ninth, and Grant Adcox in 10th. Rob Moroso just sits 40 points back from the points lead currently held by Tommy Houston. The next stop, we head to Volusia for the Firecracker 200. It'll be a quick 30-lap race with 30 cars in it. Tim Richmond will be making a start as well. Before I get on with the race, the dirt version of this track was only available, and I had to use the 2016 version because the older one actually ended up crashing my game. Now let's get on with the race. LD Ottinger gets the pole with Grant Adcox starring next to him as we go racing at Volusia. By lap 3, Tommy Ellis took the lead, and Tommy Houston moves up to second, making it a Tommy 1-2. With 3 laps to go, Tommy Ellis can't get past lap traffic, and this allows Tommy Houston to take the lead, and Tommy Houston will go on to win at Volusia to continue his dominating effort to win the championship. Tommy Houston is your winner, Tommy Ellis is second, LD Ottinger third, Kenny Wallace fourth, Steve Grissom in fifth, Ronnie Silver sixth, Sam Art seventh, Grant Adcox in eighth, Danny Marshall ninth, and Patty Moyes rounds out the top 10. Kenny Wallace moves up to second in the points while Tommy Houston begins to pull away. Race number 19 of the season takes us to Myrtle Beach for the Carolina Pride Budweiser 200. 60 laps in this race, and there'll be 37 cars. Chuck Bound gets the pole with Tommy Ellis in second as we go racing at Myrtle Beach. Mainly this race ended up being a battle between Chuck Bound and Tommy Ellis. Besides a round of green flag pit stops, there wasn't anything too eventful in this one as Chuck Bound goes on to get his third win of 1989. What a breakout season he is having. Tommy Ellis is second, Tommy Houston third, Ronald Cooper fourth, Brandon Baker fifth, Jimmy Spencer sixth, Steve Grissom seventh, Elton Sawyer eighth, Danny Marshall ninth, and LD Ottinger in 10th. And right now, there is no stopping Tommy Houston. And Rob Moroso has taken a fall in the standings, now down to 4th. He needs to get a move on if he wants to win the championship. The next stop takes us back to South Boston for the Coors 200. 76 laps, and there'll be 30 cars in this one. Ronald Cooper starts on the pole with Rob Moroso starting second as the green flag waves at South Boston. And Rob Moroso gets a much better start than Cooper to take the lead. By lap 9, Danny Marshall moves up to second place, working on chasing Moroso. Massive trouble for Moroso on lap 16 as his car breaks down and comes to a stop. An unbelievable set of circumstances as his day is done, and this is gonna hurt his championship hopes even more. This also would bring out the caution. Tommy Houston leads the way at the restart on lap 23, and from that point on, bad news for the rest of the contenders, but it's good news for Tommy Houston. He'll add on to his championship lead as he'll get his 4th win of 1989 at South Boston. Richie Evans finishes in 2nd, Danny Marshall 3rd, Ellie Ottinger 4th, Grant Adcox 5th, Rick Mass 6th, Ronald Cooper 7th, Tom Peck 8th, Sam Ard 9th, and Chuck Bown in 10th. Tommy Houston now has a 195-point lead over Kenny Wallace, and Rob Moroso has fallen to 6th in the standings. After this race, it'll be just 10 races to go for the championship. It's the Pepsi 200 at Hickory Motor Speedway. 150 laps and 33 cars in this one. Chuck Bown looks to continue his hot streak from the pole with Richie Evans starting next to him as we go racing at Hickory. Lap 12, Jimmy Spencer has a chance to take the lead, but he is blocked by the lap car of Eric Wilson, and Bown holds on. On lap 52, after dealing with being stuck behind the 19 of Eric Wilson, Chuck Bown had enough and he turns the 19, which hands over the lead to Jimmy Spencer, and that's going to be a caution. Bown was frustrated with the 19. On pit road, as Danny Marshall was exiting pit road, Steve Grissom runs into Marshall, and Grissom got ran into by Robert Presley. Several issues under caution where the field had to stop, and this causes Don Satterfield to pack Max Presswood and Robert Presley. Then Danny Marshall drives into Satterfield, ending his day with too much damage. Marshall was both mad and confused as to what exactly just happened. The race restarts on lap 65 as Jimmy Spencer has the lead with Chuck Bown in 2nd, but Bown, however, had a tire rub from the damage earlier and had to pit to fix it. With 3 laps to go, Ronald Cooper has caught Jimmy Spencer, and he's looking for a chance to steal the win, but Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, will hold off Cooper to get his long-awaited win in 1989. Jimmy Spencer's your winner, Ronald Cooper 2nd, Tommy Ellis 3rd, Rob Moroso 4th, Kenny Wallace 5th, Ellie Ottinger 6th, Tommy Houston 7th, Jack Ingram 8th, Steve Grissom 9th, and Grant Adcox finishes in 10th. The next stop is Motor Mile for the Old Milwaukee 200. This race will have 75 laps with 27 cars in it. Tommy Ellis is on the pole and Grant Adcox starts 2nd as we go racing at Motor Mile. On lap 3, Kenny Wallace, who needed a good point stay to catch Tommy Houston, goes spinning to bring out the first caution. Later on lap 16, Joe Thurman and Bobby Hamilton both go spinning to bring out the second caution. We restart on lap 23, and Jack Ingram is looking for the lead from Tommy Ellis, and Jack Ingram takes the lead a lap later. Then on lap 29, Rob Moroso gets loose and smacks the wall. He's able to keep going, but that's going to bring out a caution. Then trouble on lap 61 as Tommy Ellis spins into turn 1, smacking the wall, as well as Robert Presley, who cuts a tire, hitting the wall right after. After that, Jack Ingram was able to hold off Tommy Houston to get the win at Motor Mile. Jack Ingram is your winner, Tommy Houston 2nd, Tom Peck in 3rd, Davey Johnson, who drove for David Pearson, in 4th, Ellie Ottinger 5th, Jimmy Spencer 6th, 7th was Kenny Wallace, Bobby Hamilton 8th, Chuck Bown 9th, and Elton Sawyer rounds out the top 10. Once again, folks, there is no stopping Tommy Houston right now. Just a couple races to go in part number 3. We head next to Rosemont for the Texas Pete 200. 23 cars, a very short field with 60 laps in this race. Ellie Ottinger and Tommy Ellis are on the front row as they lead the field to the green flag at Rosemont. And Tommy Ellis makes contact with Ellie Ottinger, sending Ellis into the wall to bring out a caution on lap 1. The race would restart on lap 7 with Ottinger leading. Joe Thurman is in second. Trouble on lap 9 as Rob Moroso goes sliding into the wall and Ronald Cooper runs into the back of him. Moroso's slump continues. So we try again on lap 15. Trouble then on lap 21, this time involving Davey Johnson. Next restart comes on lap 27. Ottinger is still holding on to the lead. And then on lap 31, Dave Resendez is next to get loose and hit the wall in turn 1. Then the next caution comes on lap 42 when Jimmy Spencer gets into the wall. The next restart comes with 12 laps to go. LD Ottinger struggles to get around the lap car of Rick Mast. This creates the opportunity for Chuck Bound as he takes the lead with 11 to go. Right as Tommy Houston had the chance to catch Chuck Bound, the caution comes out with 2 to go, meaning that's the end of the race. Tom Peck and Patty Moyes are having great days. Both slid into the wall. With that, Chuck Bound goes on to get his 4th win of 1989 at Rosemont. Chuck Bound is your winner, Tommy Houston 2nd, LD Ottinger 3rd, Joe Thurman 4th, Sam Ard 5th, 6th is Bobby Hamilton, Grant Adcox in 7th, Steve Grissom 8th, Tommy Ellis 9th, and Rob Moroso in 10th. The final race we'll cover in part 3 is the Jay Johnson 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. 35 cars for 125 laps. Tim Richmond will also be making an appearance in this race. Tommy Ellis gets the pole with Patty Moyes starting 2nd as we go racing at Bristol. Lap 45, Randy LaJoie has the lead, but Ellis is still right behind him. LaJoie would go on to pit on lap 74. Tommy Ellis would take the lead after green flag pit stops, and in terms of how things went, it was a calm race for Bristol. And finally for Tommy Ellis, he'll get his first win of 1989 at Bristol. Tommy Ellis wins, Chuck Bound 2nd, Grant Adcox 3rd, 4th was Sam Ard, 5th Rick Mast, 6th Ronald Cooper, Ellie Ottinger was 7th, Jeff Burton in 8th, Kenny Wallace 9th, and Robert Presley finishes in 10th. Tommy Houston is running away with the points lead, but we still have some races left to go. Part 4, we'll find out who wins the 1989 Busch Series Championship for Sunday Night Lights. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning in. I'm Sonic Rules 831, and I will see you in the next video.